The following program is a Town of Colonie television production of the William K. Sanford Town Library.
Hello and welcome to Empowering Entrepreneurs. I'm Melissa Carter and I'm the owner of The Holistic Package. I provide inspirational and empowering products and services. I'm a local Reiki practitioner, mentor, and I also have inspirational apparel, and I'm an author as well. And I started the show Empowering Entrepreneurs to highlight women in my local community who are doing amazing things, starting businesses and organizations, and I really feel that we have a great community and very supportive. So that is why I started the show on Empowering Entrepreneurs. And today I have two guests. My first guest is Lacey Lautenschlager. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Area manager and independent consultant for Arbonne, among many other things. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So we'll jump right in today. And I really wanted to have you on because you have such an empowering and inspiring story, and I know we've met recently, and I really wanted to have you on to talk about your background and your personal story, as well as how you got into Arbonne, and so I will let you have control.
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you for having me.
You're
I appreciate
welcome.
it, and I think this platform that you have is really amazing for women.
Thank you.
We're lucky to have you doing this for us.
Thank
so,
you.
I actually started out as a dance teacher. I taught dance at a public high school for 10 years and loved what I was doing. I was dancing every day. I was choreographing and I was developing dance curriculum, and life was all good and great. And suddenly in 2005, everything came to a halt. My son, I was pregnant with my son, and we got word that my husband, who was on the bomb squad, that he was going to be deployed. And we had no idea when. But then our son was born December 1st, and 10 days later, my husband was on the plane to go to Kosovo.
Wow.
So that was just a moment, you know, like, okay, what are we going to do here? How are we going to handle this? I took some leave from my job, and then he came back. You know, we went through the year, and we survived all that. And then fast forward a few years later, I was pregnant with my daughter. She was born, and we did not know that she had Down syndrome. So that was very unexpected when she was born. And then he was deployed again. I think it was 9 months later. He was in Iraq, and they were both full-year deployments. And we don't have family in the area. I've developed a lot of, thankfully, good friendships, and you know, they become family, and we do have a lot of support in the area, which really helps. So dealing with a Down syndrome diagnosis, my husband being away, and then during that second deployment, my daughter developed epilepsy. So she was having like 150 seizures a day, and it was just, you know, therapies all the time and doctor appointments and medicines. And so I finally had to make a choice. Do I continue my career as a dance instructor, or do I just walk away to be with both of my kids, but primarily my daughter? And I couldn't take it anymore, and I couldn't balance it all, and I knew that my children had to come first. So I walked away from 10 years of teaching, which was not an easy thing to do, but best decision I ever made, and I never thought my life would go in this direction. So I was home for a few years with my daughter, and giving her, you know, all the therapies and everything that she needed. And then I discovered Arbonne in such a bizarre way. My son, he has Asperger's, and we're a part of this organization called the Capital Region Friendship Circle, which is an amazing resource for special needs families. So they gave us a buddy. So his buddy would come to the house every week, and his mom would drop him off, and he would have one-on-one time with my son. And this woman, you know, she was just very positive and energetic, and we would have these great conversations. Well, one random night she called and said, "I'd really like to invite you to a meeting and meet some amazing women." And I said, "Sure, I'm game. I'll come. I have nothing on the calendar." And I basically walked into an Arbonne meeting, I heard the information, and I was just at the edge of my seat, kind of inching forward, and it just really spoke to me, the products and the business model itself, and I needed something for myself at that point.
And can you tell everybody what does Arbonne sell, and what do what kinds of products are they?
We are a health and wellness and personal care company. All of our products are vegan, and we're gluten-free and we're dairy-free, no toxic chemicals, no parabens, no phthalates. So basically it's personal care products that you would use on a daily basis. We are a network marketing company, which makes us very unique, and it's a business model that I love, and it allows me the flexibility with my crazy life. Husband in the military that gets called to go off, anywhere at a moment's notice, and my kids with all of their needs. So it just really works for our family, which is nice.
That's really
Run
great.
my business from my computer or my phone. It's really nice.
Yeah, and that's really inspirational, I think, for other either stay-at-home moms or moms who are home who may want something to look into that could be an idea for them as well. And so how, when you started with Arbonne, and again, it allowed for flexibility in your own life, and how did that really affect you personally? Again, like you said, stepping away from your career, and what was it like for you and starting new? It
was an adjustment, and in the network marketing business, people think, oh, you have to be a salesperson. So that was a little different for me. But then I realized, well, I'm selling in a way, but I really am educating people about safer products and a healthier lifestyle. So really that piece was kind of easy for me, that transition, because I have a fitness background. I'm really passionate about health and wellness, so it just kind of fit right in.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
So yeah.
And what are some of the successes and challenges that have been since you started?
Successes. Number one, I found myself again, because for so long it's been about my husband's military career, my kids, of course, all of their needs, and I kind of put myself on the back burner because I had to. It was all about just surviving everything that we were going through. And I've just found myself. I found my voice, and I found something that I enjoy so much. Yes, the products are great, and I'm making an income for our family, but it's the relationships that I've made and just growing as a person. I'm just braver and stronger and just a better person all around. I think, go ahead. As far as challenges, I think like every mom, finding that balance, like the work and the home life. I have to make a choice. Do I go to this event for my kid, or do I go, do something to build my business? So you always, every woman runs up against those obstacles. So I'd say that's been the toughest.
And do you find that you have found strength? I know you said you found yourself. So where did you find that strength to kind of step forward when you were going through all of these things with your children and your husband, which I think is an amazing story. And just from that alone, when I hear that, I feel like that strength comes out. But how did you personally find that strength?
For me, it was literally almost a day-by-day process. Take it literally one day at a time. I never look too far into the future because I don't know what's going to happen. So I can't really, you can't prepare in life for anything really, because all of a sudden you're going in a different direction. But I'd say I come from a line of strong women. My grandmother, she taught me from a very early age, her motto always was, you can, you will, you must. So I've really instilled that in me all these years, and my mom is a very strong woman, and it's in the genes really, but I just do my best to have a positive attitude, and what we focus on grows more. So if I focus on the positive, I'll get more positive. So that's where I put my focus.
That's fantastic. And I know when we previously spoke, you did receive an award through Arbonne, so I do want to congratulate you on that. And, definitely I'd love to hear you mention about that experience and what that was like going to that event with all of the women and how that affected you.
Yeah. That was at our global training conference last year in Las Vegas. And I had no idea that I was even nominated for the award, and this was out of the entire company of Arbonne globally. We're in 7 countries, so that's a lot of consultants. Yes. And I heard, they were giving this award called the Spirit of Arbonne, and it's about someone that's overcome challenges and they're positive and they're still growing and building their business. And I heard the person on stage talking about this woman that has children with special needs, and I kind of thought, oh, well, that's interesting. I can relate to that story. And then they started talking about the military, and before I knew it, they were calling my name, and there I was in this arena with, I think, 18,000 people.
Wow.
And it was overwhelming. It was very overwhelming, but what an honor to receive that, to know that people had looked to me for, inspiration and
Definitely.
And empowerment. So that was really, really great.
And
it gives me an opportunity to reach out to more people.
Yes.
Since I've won the award, people have reached out to congratulate me, and
That's great.
it's another opportunity.
Yeah, and it seems like besides the great mission of the company, that you also have this community of supportive and empowering women. So, it's really, I think that's so important when I talk about our own community here and all of the amazing women in our own community doing things, but also when you know that there's so many people out there and so many women empowering other women out there. And
we're cheering each other on.
Exactly.
And encouraging. You don't get that in very many places. So
around the world, it sounds like you said,
exactly.
Arbonne's international, so that's pretty amazing. So what are some of your goals going forward, whether it be with Arbonne, additional ventures? What do you kind of see yourself doing?
I love what I'm doing, love it, and I'm committed to it. And I want to take my business global. Like I said, we're in 7 countries, so I'm really getting excited to do that. And in the end, I want to leave a legacy for my children.
That's fantastic.
Leave something great for them. My business is willable, which is pretty awesome, so they can benefit. As a mom of 2 kids with special needs, I worry about the future. That's always in the back of my mind. Oh my gosh, what happens when I go? So that's something that I can leave behind, but also just the educating, continuing to educate people and help them. It really is a service. Of course, it's products that we sell, but it's a service and a lifestyle. So if I can help somebody, find themselves, help another special needs mom, or if I can, help somebody lose some weight or, just feel better about themselves, then that's all worth it. So that's what I plan to do, just basically what I'm doing now, just keep going.
That's fantastic. It sounds like a really great plan. And so if you were to be a mentor or be speaking to the younger generation of women and girls, do you have any advice on what you would tell them about business or being a woman in business or your experiences in life?
I'd say 2 things. Don't be afraid, because I think fear holds us back so much from so many great opportunities. And I can't tell you how many times in my Arbonne business I've had to step outside my comfort zone and do things completely, different from anything I've done in the past. And it's just being brave and taking that first step. And you could be missing such a great opportunity if you don't take that first step. So I'd say, be brave and don't give up, because there's so much out there, and it doesn't matter if it's a goal in your business or a goal in your personal life or whatever it happens to be.
Yeah.
It's possible if you just keep moving forward. It could be baby steps or big giant steps.
That's fantastic. So are you continuing to do any networking events or, just in the community? Do you have anything, is there anything coming up locally with Arbonne, or are you just continuing to look for networking opportunities? And
I'm in a local networking group, so I have those opportunities. And then, it's holiday time, so we're always, I'm doing like gift baskets for people, personal shopping type services.
Great.
And holiday parties and things like that. So, and then we'll kick off January with a healthy living series that we do.
Great.
Help people, New Year's resolutions and tackle the weight loss and everything. So
is that online, the initiative?
They can find that on my website, yeah.
Okay, so
Business site.
and that's the next question, what would be the social media sites that people can find you on? What's the information for that?
My business page through Arbonne is Lacey Lautenschlager.
Okay.
.arbonne.com.
Okay.
And my Facebook page is Lacey Lautenschlager, Arbonne Independent Consultant, and I'm on Instagram as well.
Okay.
Lacey Lautie, Lauttie.
Sounds fantastic.
It's a mouthful, all that information.
So for more information regarding Lacey and Arbonne, you can find her on her social media accounts. Well, thank you so much for coming today. Your story, again, is so inspirational, and I look forward to definitely working more together in the future and seeing you around in the community. So
Thank you. I
thank
appreciate
you,
it.
Lacey. My next guest today is Christy Venter, owner of HealthyMe Living. Welcome, Christy.
you.
Thanks so much for coming on to the show today.
Happy to be here.
And I wanted to talk about a little bit about your business and how you got started. We met recently via social media, and I really thought, after talking to you a little bit more about your business and what you're doing, I found it very interesting. So I thought it would be great for you to come here as a guest today and let everyone know what you're working on and kind of what your goals are going into the future. So I'll let you talk about your background and what you're working on and how you got started.
Okay. I'm from the area originally, and I had two daughters. I have two young daughters. And so once I had my two daughters, I was home with them, and I was noticing the way they were absorbing the media of the way foods were advertised to them, and I didn't necessarily agree with the way that was being done. So in a mission to try and learn more about it myself, I became certified as a health coach.
Great.
So after doing that, I became chair of the Healthy Kids Committee in their school once my youngest started elementary school. And so one of the times I went to her would-be high school in the same district, and I saw the options being served in that high school cafeteria, and I'd wish there were some healthier options. So changing the school food is a very challenging thing. It's not something you just go in and change things around. So I asked, what about doing a healthy vending machine? And they said, okay. So I tried to research vending machines and, what the process was, and I purchased one and put it in the high school there.
Interesting.
And so the students really liked it. I don't think that was the kind of what was expected, but the students, I'd fill it and they'd say, oh, I only eat gluten-free, it's so nice to have this option, and they really were receptive to it. So then I added a machine to the middle school and another one to another spot within the high school. And then other people were asking if I could put one in their location, office or a gymnastics studio, and so it kind of just grew from there. It wasn't really what I was planning on doing, but it went that direction, and it fits my mission to try and get healthier options more available.
That's fantastic. I really find that fascinating. When I first heard that, I was like, what a great idea, because, I know when I was in school and, we had whatever was served for lunch, but also the vending machines definitely didn't have healthy options. So, the fact that as a parent, that stemmed from that idea of you wanting to see your kids eat healthier, and then starting this initiative within schools is so important. So what kind of items are in the vending machines?
They're all, they don't have any artificial flavors, sweeteners, colorings, and then they vary from there, whether they're organic, non-GMO. They're just the healthiest packaged items I can find. So I always say they're healthier options, because ideally you'd have a vending machine filled with bananas and kale and, but it's unrealistic, so.
So do you go through a certain company for these, or how do you choose the items that go into these machines?
Well, my daughters have become my taste testers.
Great.
So I'm always, saying, let's try these. And I went to the Natural Products Expo, and I tried all different things and some great new snacks that some of them we don't even have in this country yet.
Wow.
So there's a lot of options, and I just kind of do my own research, and I purchase directly, or I'm not associated with any specific distributor.
Very, very interesting. I find, again, like you said, it goes along with your mission of being a health coach. And as a health coach, do you primarily work with adults, or do you work with kids, or what's who's your focus?
Yeah, I started off working one-on-one with adults, and then kind of wanted to do more with families and kids, which is where it kind of led me to doing the chairing the Healthy Kids Committee. And I did some volunteering in the classroom where I came in and just did a little lesson plan, just periodically. But now it's kind of branched away from that a little bit. I'm still open to doing that, and I'd like to get back to doing that. But now my focus right now has been finding more locations that'd be interested in healthy vending machines in the Capital District.
Fantastic. And is that part of your, because I always ask people what's your mission or what's your goal for the next 5 years. So is that your primary focus to grow this initiative?
Yeah, I'd really like to expand more to the point where I just remember being a mom with a diaper bag and having, you know, my child cry that they were hungry. And I was like, oh my gosh, I am not prepared. You know, I didn't have anything with me, and the options were not things I necessarily wanted to give them at that time. So, I mean, to have them, you know, available in the malls and just make it so you never have to eat something you don't want to eat because you're hungry.
Yeah.
You know, that the healthier options are available to you if that's what you'd like.
That is great. I mean, I definitely think starting out, so you said, was it a high school and then a middle school? Mm-hmm. Okay. And then are you looking to also branch out basically into elementaries as well? And
yes, I would love to be in the elementary schools. The problem is they've got their own system for purchasing.
Okay.
So it makes it trickier, but I would love to be able to, right now the machines take Apple Pay and credit card, and they have an LCD screen, touch screen with the nutrition information.
Very interesting.
So I'd like to get able to use their student IDs. Then maybe I could get into the elementary schools, because I would love for them to have some healthy snack options.
Yeah, that really sounds fantastic. And so your initiative, and you can grow. I mean, there's so, like you said, there's so many options expanding outside the school realm, and like you said, into either maybe workplaces or, you know, other arenas. So that's fantastic. And what are some of the, first of all, when did you start both the health coaching and then the healthy vending machines?
I started health coaching probably 4 years ago, and the vending about 3 years ago.
Okay. And what have you seen some successes and challenges in that time, either as a woman in business or just in business in general?
I think one of my biggest successes was being able to be in a school district. That was great, and being able to see the students' enjoyment and excitement as I'm filling it up, seeing what's in there and saying, oh, I love those. And, you know, it wasn't necessarily the anticipated reaction, because sometimes people think kids may not be open to that. And, but seeing them enjoy it is, I really like that a lot.
Yeah, and that I find that fascinating as well, because like you said, with healthy food, sometimes parents or people, like you said, think that kids are not going to be receptive to that.
Yeah.
So the fact that they, you know, that they are and they're interested in those choices, and they're starting off early with a healthy diet and just healthy choices, you know, is amazing. So, and starting it in the school systems is really important. So, so that's fantastic. And is there anything else you're working on with the, I know you mentioned snack boxes?
Yes, so one of the issues I've run into, I guess that's one of my challenges, is some locations would like a healthy vending machine, but they're a very small location, and the vending machines are very big and expensive, and it just doesn't make sense. But I hate the idea of some, you know, group of people wanting healthier options and not being able to give it to them. So I've come up with snack boxes that could be either used in the break room, they could be, you know, left there, or they could be purchased for employees or as gift boxes. But that way you still have a way of getting the healthy snacks, the same ones that are in the vending machine, just being able to purchase them and bring them home with you and leave them at work or wherever.
Interesting. Very, you know, it's a fascinating concept to me. And so it sounds like you have, you know, a lot going on with it. And do you try to network out in the community? Are you involved in any organizations? Or I know you said, you know, you were a chair for the committee for the school. Do you still?
I'm still,
in that role? Okay.
Yes, I'm still doing that, and I joined the Chamber of Commerce in my town.
Fantastic.
And I've just been starting to network a little bit.
Great, fantastic. And again, you know, that's why the show is very important to me as well, because people like yourself, and again, there's so many amazing women in this community that are doing these great things and offer, these great ideas and great products and great services and amazing initiatives. So, I think it's a great chance for you to talk about what you're working on and get that out there in the community, because, if somebody sees this, they may say, oh, that's something that we would love to have at our school or business or organization. So that's fantastic. And what if there was someone, and I asked Lacey this as well, if you were to talk to a young woman or younger girls and as a mentor, what would you tell them about starting a business, or what advice, if you have any?
I think I would say to just keep pushing through, because there's a lot of roadblocks, and there's a lot of times where you kind of question whether what you're doing is the right thing. But if you feel strongly about it and you just keep plugging along, I didn't plan on doing healthy vending machines when I first became a health coach. But if you have a mission that you feel strongly about and you just keep going and pushing for it, you hopefully can work to accomplish your mission.
Great. That's fantastic. Really good advice. So where can we find out more about your information?
My website is healthymeliving.com. And so the snack boxes are on there, some information about the healthy vending machines, and my email, if anyone's interested.
Great. And you're on social media as well, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram?
Yes.
Okay, great. And we look forward to seeing you out there more in the community, and, hopefully we'll see more of the healthy vending machines. So
yes, I hope
thank you so much for coming on today and sharing your story. It's very inspirational.
Thanks.
And to learn more about Christy, you can find her on the social media avenues or on her website. And thank you so much for joining today, and we'll see you on the next episode of Empowering Entrepreneurs.